Welcome to New England Soccer Journal's The Goal Podcast, the podcast for serious soccer players and their supporters to help further their development and navigate their way throughout their soccer careers. And now, here's your host, Matt Langone.
Welcome to another episode of New England Soccer Journal's The Goal Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Langone. Today I'm joined in studio as usual by NESJ writer Matt Doherty. Just the two of us today, Matt. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good. Well, not just the two of us. We got producer David Diaz, and so it's three of us.
David's here.
My chopped liver over here.
No, I know. I mean, he's kind of the whole brains and talent of the operation.
Yeah,
so
without him,
go on.
We wouldn't have this podcast.
We should probably include him. But today, Matt and I are going to kind of do something fun. Where it's springtime. It's mid-April. Important dates on the calendar, Matt, coming up for the club scene. Important kind of exposure dates for club players in New England and, frankly, club players from across the country. So we're going to kind of go over 3 or 4 dates to circle in your calendar, kind of dates we're looking at as important events on the spring club calendar, and tell you why they're important. And I know the players that will be involved in those events do know why they're important, but tell our listeners what to watch for this spring and know a few specific things to keep an eye on. And Matt, this is as someone who covers a lot of club soccer, this is an important time right now.
I know. I started in October, obviously, and I feel like everything's kind of been building up for the spring, right? Like I've been hearing May, June, like that's kind of the crescendo of the season.
Good word.
Thank you.
Good word.
Is that right? Yeah.
David, is that right? Crescendo?
We'll have a team, our grammar team, get on that.
Yeah,
I think you meant Pinnacle or
Apex, maybe. Yeah,
Apex. I was thinking Apex.
But hey, we got crescendo in a show, which is impressive.
Crescendo it works. It's a little poetic, so well done.
It works. So yeah, I mean, obviously, like the fall season's nice, and we've had some big showcases in the winter, and things have been heating up the last month. But I feel like May and June, like I am excited for that, and we'll touch on everything that's going to happen in those months. But I feel like that is the apex of the season, so we have the best ahead of us.
Good correction. Yeah, there's at all platforms. I mean, anyone who reads our content at soccerjournal.com or listens to this podcast knows that the various platforms of club soccer that we have here, there's a lot of times a focus on Girls Academy and ECNL on the boys and girls side, and also MLS Next. Those are kind of the highest level club platforms we have, and within those platforms over the next couple months, there's some big dates, and one of them that we're keeping an eye on is in Girls Academy, the Northeast Talent ID event that will be held on May 7th down in New Jersey. I was there last year as well. It's a one-day event. I'll be there again this year as well. It's a big event for players. Basically what the GA does is they invite numerous players from different age groups, U15, U16, U17, and so on. And they invite these players to come down for a day at CSA Monmouth in New Jersey. They go through trainings. They go through some film work, and then they have a big scrimmage. That's a full-length game. And there's, college scouts go and attend and maybe other scouts from other avenues will go and watch as well to see what the talent looks like. But they do these in every region, and obviously the Northeast includes our Girls Academy team. So there'll be some invited players to. Last year, I think we had like over 50 players combined from the different age groups invited from New England clubs. So we will have strong representation at that event in New Jersey on May 7th, and that'll be a good one that I'll be at. It's really.
Is that a Saturday?
It's it's actually midweek. It's like a Wednesday. It's a Wednesday in New Jersey. Not far from the city actually. It's I think last year I flew into Newark, or I flew into either JFK, one of the two, and it was a pretty quick drive. So it's not far from the city. It's an easy trip for the Northeast clubs, and it's a real chance for exposure for these GA players. To be invited to that is a real honor. So that'll be one that we'll have on the GA calendar.
Awesome.
I know you will be keeping an eye on kind of the MLS Next events that are coming up, and what are some things you're looking to on the MLS Next?
So Flex is happening in a little over a month, May 9th to May 13th, down in Maryland. I don't even know the exact
I think it's
town.
Boyd's, Maryland, actually.
Boyd's, Maryland. There you go. Good catch.
Not far from D.C., I believe.
Yeah.
Might be where you fly into,
It's
actually.
like, I'm flying into Dulles.
Okay.
I think is the closest airport.
Yeah.
It's like a 30-minute drive from there. So some nice mid-Atlantic soccer. But no, I mean, Flex is the biggest event on the MLS Next calendar. It's basically like the playoff qualification. So you have to qualify throughout the season for Flex. You play Flex games in the fall and in the spring. Got enough points in the top. I think it's the top 8. Depends on your division, but you qualify, and then you play in this, and you play in a group and try to advance from that. And then if you advance from Flex, then you make the MLS Next Cup playoffs in June, which we'll talk about too. But so this is a big event on the calendar. Like I went to Fest in Palm Springs in December, and that was more of a showcase. The results didn't matter or mean anything. Whereas here, this is the playoffs portion of the season. So I've heard a lot about it from coaches, from you, from fans, from players. So I think it's something that I've circled on my calendar since I started here in October. So I'm definitely very excited for it. And we have some New England teams that are already qualified.
You have any intel on who's down there? You know some of the teams that are going to be down there, right?
It is a little confusing, but I know like at the U17 level, like we have NEFC, the Bolts, Beachside, IFA all qualified. So we'll have those 4 teams, and IFA is playing really well in the spring, and NEFC, Bolts, and Beachside were kind of been at the top of the division in the U17 level since the season kicked off in September. So those 3 teams all 4, I think, are expecting success at Flex. Like Beachside last year played well in Flex, made the MLS Next Cup, made the Elite 8 of the MLS Next Cup at the U16 level, and that group are now the U17s. They're back, and they've had a really successful season. So I know that they've had Flex circled on their calendar for a while. I believe at the U19 we have Bayside qualified the other day, and that's a team that they made the run at the GA Cup at Fest in December. Really good team, a lot of college players. I'm going Division 1. I think they were the only non-professional academy to qualify as well at the U19 level, because that U19 has a lot of, like, you got the Revs, they're in it, of course, but like Toronto FC, Montreal, like those type of teams are in it. So there'll be a team to watch down at Flex as well. And then at the U16 level right now, I think it's IFA and NEFC are in it for the U16s. And Oakwood's U17 is 6-0-1 in the spring, so they might be a late qualifier for that too. So the point is, and if I'm missing someone, please let me know. But
I'm sure someone will.
Yeah. So the point is, there'll be a lot of New England teams down there. Good representation from this region, and obviously in this tournament you're also playing against teams from all over the country, so we always love to see how our teams stack up against teams from around the US. So I'm excited and can't wait for it.
Yeah, so Matt will be there at MLS Next Flex in May. I will be at the GA Northeast Talent ID in May, so we'll definitely have plenty of coverage at soccerjournal.com from those events. Now, when you turn the attention to ECNL on the girls' side, that calendar is always loaded with national showcases. They actually have, they just had Arizona earlier in the month, which was a big one in Phoenix, where, just about, I think all of our ECNL New England teams were there. That was from, age groups of U12 to U17. There's another one on the girls' side in North Carolina in Greensboro. Greensboro is a hotbed for a lot of these showcases. I mean, everybody plays in Greensboro across all platforms. It's that Bryant Park. It's a huge sprawling campus with a bunch of fields. So the ECNL girls will have a North Carolina showcase in late May 30th to June 1st. But not long after that, then you start looking into the playoffs. And those come right, a few weeks later, I think they're their national playoffs for ECNL girls are June 26th to July 2nd in San Diego. There's also the regional league, the ECNL Girls Regional League. They do their playoffs, so the East region for that will be June 27th to July 1st. And guess where that'll be? Greensboro, North Carolina, or Bryan Sports Park. Like I said, a lot of these things take place in Greensboro. But that brings us to a big time where late June is playoff time for ECNL on the girls' side. And we expect to have some representation. I know, FC Stars, one of the best programs in the country, will certainly have a say in getting some teams to the postseason, I would think. We've talked a lot about, on this podcast, about the success of FC Stars, both their blue and white programs. They've had national rankings pretty high within the ECNL in the last few years. So they would expect to make some noise. We have other programs like South Shore Select and Scorpions and Connecticut FC. They'll be trying to make some noise, trying to make, do well in these showcase events, but also more importantly, do well in their conference play over the next several weeks. So we'll be keeping an eye on that, on those postseason games. And the same on the boys' side, I would think too, Matt. I mean, I know the ECNL boys playoffs will be in late June too.
Yeah. No, I'm excited for that. I think, we'll get a good sense of where these New England teams stack up in terms of the rest of the country. So on the girls' side, the Stars already qualified. A couple of teams already qualified for the playoffs because they won the New England Cup a couple weeks ago, which was a little tournament that ECNL put together.
Yeah, that was new, right? That was the first year for that tournament?
First and only year, yeah. So it was kind of like a conference tournament in college soccer, where if you won that, you get automatic entry into the postseason. So that's what ECNL did this year, and the Stars at 07, 08, 09 all won, or maybe 07 and 08 definitely, they won, so they're automatically in. And then it's the top three from the New England Conference will also qualify,
right,
based on how they do it in the regular season. So it's obviously a really good division. I mean, we expect Scorpions and Select to be up there and compete for those spots. I know World Class is really good from New York, and they kind of challenge the Stars for that top team. Sousa is also really good, and a team like Connecticut FC at some age groups could also be a major factor. So you'll get it down in Arizona. We'll see how those teams do, and I think that's an exciting part. Like May is going to have some good end of April, early May, some good New England Conference games as well to sort of figure this out. We have some Stars Selects matchups, some Stars Scorpion
right,
Select, and Sousa World Class are also coming here to play those teams.
Right, and we'll be at a lot of those games. Matt will be at a lot of those games over the course of those weekends. Yeah, on through all platforms. I mean, we'll be covering these games, these conference games on different weekends. ECNL boys, they have their own kind of big showcase. I feel like their showcase schedule isn't as expansive as maybe the ECNL girls side is, but they have a big one in Virginia on Memorial Day weekend for the age groups of U15 to U17. I've actually gone down there for that one in previous years. It's a good one down in the Richmond, Virginia area. Pretty much all of our New England ECNL clubs will be there, and it's kind of one last showcase. It's big for uncommitted players. All of these events are huge for uncommitted players in recruiting purposes. These are really chances for players to be seen in front of hundreds of college coaches. It's a big deal. So that's why these national showcases are things you want to that we pay attention to, and a lot of these players pay attention to, because there's upwards of, like, you were ECNL Girls Florida. How many college coaches do you think were there?
A
few hundred. Yeah,
I mean, yeah,
maybe more. I mean,
it's crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, every school you could think of is there. It's like, oh, they're here. Nebraska, San Diego State, Emerson,
right.
Bryant, Jacksonville State. Like, you just walk to other fields, and there's just every coach you can imagine.
Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, they're all there.
Schools I haven't even heard of, and I feel like I know my colleges.
Right.
Like, it's crazy.
Well, these are really a big deal too for the boys club specifically. I feel like too, because we've talked about it in our magazine, the story you wrote, Matt, the recruiting conundrum, where class of 2025 players have made a lot of commitments, but there's still not as many as in years past. Class of 2026 players has been kind of a slow drip with the recruiting. So for these players to go to these showcases is a big deal. We'll see if some more of our players who go to these showcases, the Northeast Talent ID and MLS Next Flex and the ECNL Virginia, ECNL North Carolina for the girls. See if a lot of players can solidify their names on the college radar. And then, if they're lucky enough to get to the playoffs, they'll have that opportunity there as well. The playoffs are a big thing. It's funny, like the playoff dates I mentioned, that's only kind of like the first round. Then you get through those playoffs, there's like another round of playoffs in July.
Right, yeah.
So it'll be a busy next several weeks on the club scene for us. We'll be keeping tabs on that, and obviously it's soccerjournal.com, and we'll be talking about it on this podcast as well over the next several weeks.
I feel like it's the best time of the year.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I mean, it's
April, May, June. The sweet spot months for us. So
yeah,
we're excited here. Yeah,
there's kind of I always view it as like we have two seasons where there's a lot going on. We have the fall, obviously, from August to December, where the prep high schools and colleges are playing, and there's even still some club action there. But now when you get to April, May, and June, it's almost like ramping right back up again with the club season, where teams are making their push and recruiting is heating up, and players are getting on that radar, and we'll be keeping a lot of tabs on that. So we just wanted to take the time today to get you in the know and let you know what we have on the horizon and what we'll be covering live and covering on our website as well.
Head to Gillette Stadium for the New England Revolution versus New York City FC on Saturday, April 19th at 7:30 and celebrate the 30-year anniversary of the first ever home match.
This place a rock.
Commemorative ticket giveaway will be available at all gates to celebrate this historic match and 30 seasons of New England Revolution soccer while supplies last April 19th. Get your tickets at revolutionsoccer.net. That's revolutionsoccer.net.
Are you serious about playing your sport in college? Do you need a flexible education that allows you to maintain your practice and competition schedules while also preparing you to succeed at the next level? You should check out the University of Nebraska High School. UNHS is accredited and offers more than 100 online courses, including NCAA-approved courses to protect your academic eligibility. Students could earn a UNHS diploma or take a single course for transfer credit. Courses are college prep, self-paced, and available 24/7, 365. Enroll anytime and take up to a year to complete a course. Visit highschool.nebraska.edu today.
Serious about playing college soccer? Elite College Soccer Camps are your gateway. Train with top college coaches and receive personalized feedback. Our West Coast Elite Camps offer exposure to national programs, plus small group seminars on recruiting and college life. Included is a free camp Zoom for parents and players covering the ever-changing recruitment landscape. At the camp conclusion, get a verbal and written 101 evaluation, free 11v11 game footage, and access our analyst option. With coaches from NESCAC to the Big West and all over the country, our unique format maximizes exposure. Trainers are on site, lunch delivery is available, and parents can watch every game. Our camps sell out, so don't miss out. Register now at EliteCollegeSoccerCamps.com. That's EliteCollegeSoccerCamps.com. Your path to the next level starts here. Well, before we wrap this baby up, though, we're going to hit some extra time with producer David Yaz, as usual. David.
It's the end of regulation, so let's move to extra time.
Welcome back to Extra Time, where typically I lob 3 questions towards both of our panelists. We're going to do something a little different today. I think we've done this before. Have we made up soccer movies before?
Yeah, we have.
Was this pre you, Matt? Were you here for this?
No, I was here for this because you guys made fun of me for...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Good. We're going to do that again. So 3 soccer movies, creating them, casting them, and then we will sell them to Hollywood, of course, or maybe to Netflix. What the heck? All right, here's this going to work. I'm going to describe the plot of this movie, and then I'm going to ask you guys title of movie, casting, and theme song. All right, so hang with me here.
Yes.
A once promising soccer star named Carlos Vega is released from prison after serving time for a bar fight gone wrong. He stepped in to break up a fight, wrongfully imprisoned, of course. He's drawn into so he's out of prison. He's drawn into coaching an underdog high school team where he meets a young woman named Jade, a tough but talented girl with dreams of going pro, and the senior coach, who he is slated to replace, named Coach Terry, the retiring coach. He sees promise in Carlos. the guy who just got out of prison, and of course Jade and all the kids. As the team fights to qualify for the state championship, all three must confront their past to build a better future. So, Matt L., we'll start with you.
Did you come up with that, David?
As far as you know.
That is really well done.
You can guess
God.
the other entity.
No,
that
I'm just saying it was you.
Okay, good. It was me. It was. I own the copyright to this material. I can tell you that.
Right.
So the options for the title of the film are The Last Goal, Redemption Pitch, or Final Whistle, or you can go off the board. So Matt L., that story of the ex-con trying to get his life back on track. The Last Goal, Redemption Pitch, or Final Whistle.
A tale as old as time. I will go with Redemption Pitch. I like that.
Okay.
I like that one a little bit. The Final Whistle I like. I just don't know if it really applies. But I'll do. I'll go with Redemption Pitch.
All right, Redemption Pitch, and we'll also let you.
I have a
go
cast. I have a cast.
Oh,
member.
good. Well, I was going to give you a choice.
Wow.
All the better. Who do you got to play the?
Pedro Pascal will play Carlos Vega.
Wow.
He was on my list.
That's a great call.
Are you looking at my screen?
No, I'm not. I just.
Oh my God.
That's the first name that popped into
Who
my
are the
mind
options?
when you
Who are
said
the
that.
other options?
The other options were Michael B. Jordan and Ben Affleck, but I think Pedro Pascal is a great,
Pedro
great,
Pascal.
Yeah,
great
Ben
choice.
Affleck. I don't know if he'd fit.
All right, for Jade, the young woman, I've got 4 choices here: Zendaya, Jenna Ortega, Ariana Grande, or Selena Gomez.
Jenna Ortega.
I'm going to go Jenna Ortega as well. Yeah.
Okay, good. For Coach Terry, the aging coach who is on his way out, the wise one, I got Jeff Bridges, Denzel Washington, or Gary Oldman.
Ooh.
Gary Oldman.
I'm going Jeff Bridges.
Who's
Jeff
Jeff Bridges?
You don't know who
Who's Jeff Bridges?
Oh boy.
Oh, man.
Shut it down. You don't know who Jeff Bridges is?
Jeff Bridges.
Guys, I'm younger than you.
True.
Is,
Oh, the Big Lebowski.
yeah, Big Lebowski, fabulous
Oh,
Baker
that
Boys.
Have you seen The Big Lebowski?
No,
But you know of The Big Lebowski.
I know of
A
it.
little overrated.
Yeah, a little over it.
1998.
Has like
I
a cult following.
I was born that year.
All right. For the themes, let's see, Matt L., you can take this one. Themes. I'm going to give you choices for the theme songs. Lose Yourself by Eminem.
Yeah.
Unstoppable by Sia, or Heroes by David Bowie.
Oh, Heroes by David Bowie.
I like that.
Unstoppable.
And I actually like the song Unstoppable, but Dave Bowie's one of my favorites, so I'm going to go Heroes.
All
Who's
right.
that? No, I'm just kidding.
Coming to a theater near you,
Did you say who's that about David
Pedro.
Bowie?
No, I know him.
Pedro Pascal, Jenna Ortega, and Jeff Bridges in Redemption Pitch. Okay, there's one.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Film number 2. Let's see. Matt D will let you pick the title of this movie. Here's the plot. A World Cup match is interrupted by a terrorist threat. An elite intelligence officer, Maureen Flaherty, teams up with disgraced sports journalist Matt Anders.
Matt Doherty and Langone.
I might play that role.
I didn't mean to make him Matt. That was not intentional, but we might as well throw another Matt just to confuse everybody.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And injured U.S. national team captain Jack Navarro to uncover a conspiracy that spans global sports and politics. With the final match looming, they must stop a plot that could devastate the world's biggest sporting event. So it's a plot to do something terrible at the World Cup. You got the intelligence officer, Maureen Flaherty, the Snoopy disgraced sports journalist, Matt Anders, and the injured U.S. national team captain, Jack Navarro, which means he's not playing. He somehow will help them thwart the terrorist
Why
attack.
is Jack Navarro helping with the terrorist attack?
Oh, well,
Why not?
Just you wait and see.
Okay.
We don't want to give away everything. Well, I don't know. They go to him, I guess, because he would know the ins and outs of the stadium better than anyone else because he's played in there so many times. I don't know.
Okay. Gotcha.
So possible titles for the film: Penalty, Sudden Death, World Cup, or No Extra Time.
Sudden Death, World Cup. I
Okay.
like that. It could be a series, too. You could do like Sudden Death, Copa America. Sudden Death,
Yeah.
Copa.
That's like Charlie's Angels or Mission
Yeah.
Impossible. All
This
right,
is
so-
going to be like a 24 vibe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I don't have Kiefer Sutherland on the list, but you could put him in. For the character of the intelligence officer, the female, Maureen Flaherty, I've got Kerry Russell, Cameron Diaz, or Drew Barrymore. playing against.
I'm going to go Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I like that.
Really? I thought Kerry Russell would have been a late. You guys didn't see The Americans, I guess.
I actually never did.
Okay, you should. All right, that's fine. Cameron Diaz. For Matt Anders, the journalist who is helping in all this, Jake Gyllenhaal, Ryan Gosling, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, or go off the board.
I'm going to go Joseph Gordon-Levitt for that
You like
one.
that?
Yeah, I like his look for the journalist. I like his.
He does kind of look like a
he
journalist.
does kind of look like a good pass.
yeah.
bet.
Did you say Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him.
He'd be solid,
He has
too.
a journalist vibe.
Yeah.
The Adam's apple.
Well, he played.
I didn't know there was a correlation between those things.
Well, he played an amateur photojournalist in Nightcrawler.
That's right. Great movie, actually.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that might be a good one.
That's true.
And for the role of Jack Navarro, the player, I've got Channing Tatum, Chris Evans, or Justin Bieber.
Wow.
Justin Bieber apparently likes soccer.
Did you say Chris Evans in there?
Yeah,
I'm
Chris
gonna
Evans.
go with Chris Evans.
We got to get Bieber on the pod.
I know. I know. I think we can get that. Talk to his people and get him on the pod. Let's
Yeah.
see. Pull some
All right.
strings.
Chris Evans, the local
Chris
boy,
Evans works,
Boston
yeah.
area boy,
Yeah.
Sudbury, Mass, I believe. And finally, the theme song. It's an action movie. I think you're right, Matt D, and it's kind of got a 24 vibe. Seven Nation Army by the White Stripes.
Okay.
Run This Town by Jay-Z, featuring Rihanna and Kanye West, or Radioactive by the Imagine Dragons.
I'm going to go Seven Nation Army.
Yeah.
It's got to be
First
right.
thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can hear that pulsing throughout the stadium.
What are side note? What are our overall thoughts on Imagine Dragons? You guys fans or no?
I feel like their moment has passed.
Yeah, like when it
Back in the
started,
day.
it passed.
When I was in like high school, middle school, I liked them.
Yeah.
Well, they're just a victim, I think, of that type of music isn't that popular anymore, and it's a shame.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they're doing well.
Look
whatever
at
they're
it. We'll have a song of theirs in the movie.
doing. Sure. Why didn't they call upon Imagine Dragons to do some music for Game of Thrones? They missed an opportunity right there.
Question.
Yeah.
All right. Final movie that we're going to cast is called it's not a rom-com, but it's definitely a comedy. It's kind of like a chick flick comedy. Goal Sisters was one of the possible names of this movie, but I'll give you some alternatives. But let's go to the plot. Three estranged sisters, Sophie, a perfectionist lawyer, Lana, a struggling single mom, and Nina, a carefree world traveler, are forced to reunite to coach their late father's girls' soccer team or risk losing his estate.
It's a tough stretch right there.
That's in his will, apparently.
We'll go with it. Yeah. Who doesn't put that in their will?
Right. As they clash over coaching methods and old family wounds resurface, the team helps them reconnect and rediscover what it means to be a family. So I mentioned Goal Sisters as one option. Kicking and reconnect. Oh my God, that's terrible.
This might be the one of the
It's
three
like
that I
kicking.
absolutely would not watch.
I was saying this is the one I would watch.
Or sidelined
Kicking and screaming.
Kicking and screaming was already
taken.
No, but
Two
what was the
movies.
title? Kicking and...
It says kick. I blame ChatGPT for this one. Kicking and reconnecting. That's
Oh
terrible.
man, that is terrible.
That's terrible.
I don't hate that.
We might have to go with Goal Sisters.
What was the third option?
Sidelined and centered. It
Ooh.
doesn't even make
Yeah,
sense.
no
Goal
chance.
Sisters.
Goal Sisters, yeah.
Centering, centering, you could play on that. Centering pass.
Yeah.
Sisters Comeback. Rally Sisters.
Goals. I mean, you got Goal Sisters.
Yeah, Goal Sisters is good
Sisters,
enough.
right.
All right, we might just have to
Man, that's going to bomb at the box office, though.
All
It's
right,
like an 11% on
for-
Rotten Tomatoes.
that's what we're shooting for.
But it'd be my guilty pleasure movie.
Right.
Well,
For
let's see who the cast is.
Sophie, the perfectionist lawyer, I give you Rachel McAdams, Sarah Paulson, or Jessica Chastain.
See,
Rachel
I'm going.
McAdams.
Really? She's kind of too good for this movie. I'm going Sarah Paulson.
Okay. Paulson would play a perfectionist. McAdams,
Yeah.
I think, could, but she's
Yeah.
very likable. For Lana, the struggling single mom, I got Kristen Bell, Natalie Portman, or Scarlett Johansson.
Kristen Bell.
Kristen Bell
Kristen
is great in
Bell.
that
Yeah.
role.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's the casting
Yeah.
right there. And for Nina, the carefree world traveler, we've got Aubrey Plaza, Emilia Clarke, the Queen of
From Game of
Dragons,
Thrones,
right?
yeah.
Or Zoe Kravitz.
Ooh, I'm going to go with Aubrey Plaza.
Zoe Kravitz.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, she's got that free spirit.
She does.
Smoke some weed on the sidelines.
Well, yeah.
Hang it loose.
Either one would work on that. Okay. And for the theme songs, Roar by Katy Perry.
Yes.
That might be game over. Right
I was
there.
thinking, or something from like Meghan Trainor could work.
Could, yeah. Dog Days Are Over by Florence and the Machine, or Girls Just Want to Have Fun by Cyndi Lauper.
Oh man, probably Roar. I think Florence and the Machine wouldn't fit the bill. I love that song, but I'm going
Roar.
Roar is
Roar's
perfect.
appropriately trite, right?
Yeah, this is that's
Dun, 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 dun. They're
What's
sisters.
the Meghan Trainor song that I'm thinking of?
All about the bait. Oh,
yeah, all about.
Lips
about
are
the bass.
moving.
Yeah.
Oh, that could work.
That
too.
could work.
I mean, this is a movie
this
that I definitely hate watch this movie and laugh through it the whole. I mean, this would be a terrible watch, but I probably would watch it.
It's you can already.
If we had those three as our cast, I think it'd do well.
But it's tough with that storyline. That's tough.
That would.
I mean, you could already picture the opening scene when they go out to coach them and they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah,
and they're
they're
running
just-
in 3 different directions. And the girl, and like, you know, Kristen Bell's getting hit in the head by the soccer ball. It's like, oh no. And then there's some terrible play on words.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you've got no balls, Sophie, you know, or something. I don't know. All right. Well, that was
fun.
almost not a train wreck, but it was,
That was good.
a lot of fun. And Hollywood, give us a call. And Matt, do your best to wrap things up here.
That was excellent.
Yes.
Excellent stuff.
All
And
right.
the creative mind of David Yaz.
Can't believe he came up
just
with all
in,
that.
Twisted.
All
in
those
20
plots
minutes,
like
just coming up
that.
with 3 movie ideas and perfect cast and the perfect theme song. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
Insane work.
Yeah.
Yep.
Marvel at the talents of
Thank
David,
you.
the creative talents of David Yaz. But that was fun. That was a new one for Extra Time. So that was I don't think have we done that before? I
Not
don't-
in that,
know.
not in
Yeah.
that
No.
fashion.
Yeah.
Could we do that with a guest, or do you think it wouldn't work?
Maybe. You'd have to have the right guest.
Yeah. They'd have to be
Play along.
Yeah.
Yep.
They'd have to be a good sport to play along for that.
Oh
one.
wait, this just in. You're both being offered a part as a walk-on extra, and you're going to be the editorial assistant to Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh,
Okay,
boy.
congratulations.
I'm in.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, David. And Matt, thanks for being here as usual. Busy club season coming up, and we will be there right on the sidelines for that stuff. So thanks again, Matt, for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. I'm Matt Langone. Thanks for listening. New England Soccer Journal's The Gold Podcast is produced by David Yaz and is a Siemens Media production.
You've been listening to New England Soccer Journal's The Goal Podcast. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen to our podcast. Or visit nesoccerjournal.com/podcast. Siemens Media. Inspiring, informative, insightful.